Okay, everything should be live on right now. Doesn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Okay, yep, here we go. Hi everybody, this is CVGS. I'm the Captain here, and welcome to our discussion streams here on YouTube on Wednesday. Yes, hello. Yes, Rain, thank you for pointing out it's the wrong screen. I did see it and I just swapped over. Hi, Edric, good to see you. Hello, Andrew. Hello, Kazu. Right, so, well, a lot of good things to actually kind of like get off of the ground right now. So, and I kind of want to do something different in a way, in terms of like how we handle discussion streams, because I realized one thing is that we talk about the cards, but then we never actually try to put the cards into decks. So that's one thing that we're going to be going over here. So hi there, Luke. Hello, Kaio. So do be sure. Hopefully this one will be a bit more engaging, and hopefully you guys will like the fact that you guys have a lot of input on this also. But yeah, hi one all. I'm back. Sorry I wasn't here last week as a holiday. No worries, Luke. Hope you have a good holiday. But let's get straight into the news right now. By the way, Andrew, the name I gave it is Genova. If you play Final Fantasy 7, that name rings true because it's the most prominent name in the entire game. So give some Final Fantasy 7 a try, man. You should give it a try if you can able to. It's actually the original game is actually available on Switch and on consoles and on PC as well. So yeah, you have easy access to the game pretty much easily from there. Right. So let's get straight into the reviews right now. We'll go through this briefly and we'll talk about each and every one of them. Then of course we will go into a section whereby we try to build a deck, and then we also will try to kind of like what you call it? Just look at other stuff as well. So just talk about more things indeed. So hi Rain, I am on time. Yes, I was wondering why. So thanks for watching scene and music. Yeah. So I did realize I was on the wrong screen. So but then when they look the same, they kind of like, you know, blend together. So you know, sometimes you don't notice this. Genova with a J, by the way. So right, so let's get I will, by the way, money also lockdown restricted me. So well, it's relatively cheap actually. So because the game is like what, almost 25 years old. It's almost 25 years old. So yeah, I mean you don't have, I mean it's relatively cheap. You can get it, and if not, you can always go through some other means because the game was originally on PS1. So yeah, you can get other ways to do it. I will not say what because Alright, so let's get straight into it. So we got the right line for Gravidia NORDLINGER, and I'm trying my best to make sure that I say NORDLINGER because that's the name of the card itself. Sometimes I'll say NORDLINGER or NORDLINGER, whatever, but I will do my best to make sure it's NORDLINGER because that's the name, Gravidia NORDLINGER. So this is the first Vanguard. It looks kind of like a Rule 34. What is it? Rule 34? No, not Rule 34. It's the one those is like if a character exists, there's an opposite gender of them. So so yeah, this actually kind of looks like Sawal Shah in a way. So but yeah, this is the first Vanguard for Gravidia, and after that Gravidia Wells, which is the great one that you see over here. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, search for any number of Meteor cards among them, reveal it, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. And once per turn, act on the Vanguard circle. If your Vanguard is Gravidia NORDLINGER, not NORDLINGER, choose up to 2 Meteor cards from your hand, put them into your order zone, and then this unit gets plus 2k at the end of the turn. Now, what is this Meteor card basically? Meteor cards is this one over here, which is the set order card. Similar to Prison, similar to World, similar to no, those are the only other 2 set cards that exist. Oh no, song cards, similar to song cards. So they're basically a set order, and they go into the order zone and they stay there. So unless otherwise. So the unique property of this one, right, is that you may have up to 16 copies of Neatness Meteor Shower in your deck. So holy smokes, there's a lot of meteors that you can actually just set into your deck right there. So when this card is put into your order zone, you may so charge 1. Then if it was put due to your Vanguard's ability, you may draw a card. So when it's set there, when you set it there, you may so charge 1, and you want to have the soul charge as you see later on. But then we also have the other skill. If it's put there by your Vanguard ability, you get to draw 1. So basically, if you lose a card from your hand, you actually can replenish it by having the 1 draw. So that actually is pretty helpful. So what Rule 34 are you looking for? Okay, 16, not 60. Sounds like 60 to me. So 16. So 16. So I forgot what the rule is. So it's been a while since I've actually seen the rules of the internet. So I don't know if it's Rule 34 or something. Rule 34 is the most famous one, obviously. But yeah. anyways, and of course, when this unit is put to your drop zone from your order zone, choose one of your opponent's rearguards and retire it. Hi, Brain. So yeah. So, which means that this deck is gonna have some way, right, of removing your Meteor cards from the order zone into your drop zone. So that's one of the things that already hinted to us as to what's going on with this deck already. So I just finished working on Premium Shadow Paladin Premium deck with D series cards and original series full out. So nice. Rule 63. Thank you very much, Andrew. Thank you very much. So we go into the grade 2 Gravidia Barlinger. So when this unit is, let me just show the full art right over there. So she's blooming right now. She's absolutely blooming right there. Alright, so when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, if your order zone has a Meteor, which you would, because you top 7 and you look for one, if you have 60 in there, you shouldn't have a hard time actually finding it. So, but anyways, yeah, if your order zone has a Meteor, so blast 3, draw 1 card. And after that, this unit gets plus 5k every turn. Now, Soul Blast 3 is significant because you only have your grade 0 and then your grade 1. So you need the Soul Charge from the Meteor Shower in order to proc off this top skill. So they can get the plus 1 draw. And you probably want a plus 1 draw because of the fact that, you know, like skill-wise, it's very, very like, whatchamacallit? Skill-wise, it's the plus 1 draw is actually pretty much needed. So. But anyways, continuous on the regard circle. If you have 5 or more total set orders amongst your drop and order zone, this unit gets plus 5k and is active during your opponent's turn. So that's a kicker. So unless the top 7 are just triggers and the 10 cards, yeah, pretty much. So then you sway. So let's go first raging next Infinite Gravidia. That's my best day ever. So yeah, I'm glad that you got a really good news week from this one also. So yeah, and of course the ace over here, Gravidia NORDLINGER over here. Genova, as I originally called her when they first revealed her, which is hilarious, and it's hilarious because also a Meteor. So this whole thing is very 5x7, and I love that I can make that reference. So, but anyways, Gravidia NORDLINGER. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, search your deck for up to 2 Meteor cards and put them in the order zone and shuffle your deck. So this one actually fetches out the Meteor cards from your deck and then sets it into order zone straight, and that's where you can actually proc the. That's why you can actually proc the ability here. If it's put to your due to your Vanguard's ability, we draw a card. So that's a way they can increase your draw size from there. So then after that, when this unit when this unit attacks by paying color plus 1 and putting one or more meteors from your order zone into the drop zone until the end of that battle, this unit gets plus 15k. Then if you put 3 or more Meteor cards for this cost in your drop zone, this unit gets plus 1 critical, and if it's 5 or more, your trigger effects activate twice. So a lot of people are kind of like hopping and jumping and screaming about, oh, what if you over trigger? And thanks to Andrew, who actually posted up the video, he actually, yeah, because there's the video over here actually, they actually showcase the over trigger actually being popped off. So wait, hold on. Was that from the live? Hang on. I think I probably have to go straight to the tweet. So. Easier that way. So we take a look at the video. Alright. So if we take a look at the video over here, so we can see it all in its glorious action. So yeah. Alright. So it's skill, search your deck for 2 meteors. And then because it was put there by the skill, you may soul charge 1. Then you may draw 1. So you have to proc up each one. So you can also charge 2, then draw 2. Guess that's how it works as well. Right? So then you call. So then you call the grade 2 down, and you can soul blast 3. So you can get the plus 1 draw. And then it gets plus 5k because there's a whole bunch of meteors that's actually going on. Add 1 more. Soul charge 1. Then after that, when it attacks, then skill, color blast 1. They can send 1 or more meteor cards to the drop zone. And it gets plus 50k, it gets plus 1 critical, and your trigger effects activate twice. So yeah. Alright, so then because of the meteor skill, so you send 5, so all of those Shadow Army tokens will actually would go away. Because they are retired. Then first check, nothing. And then second check, over trigger. So this is a showcase of the over trigger actually being able to activate from it. So skill, draw 1, remove this card from game, draw 1, choose one of your units and you get plus 100 million. Then double your whole entire front row. And then because of the trigger effects twice, so you remove it from game, which already has, draw 1, choose a unit plus 100 million, and then your entire front row gets plus. The entire times 2 times. So that's the over trigger for this skill over here. So you can see the what if capabilities of a card like NORDLINGER here. But of course, you think that this is a whole lot of power, right? I've done the math, or rather Aegis has done the math. Thank you to Aegis for that. Shout out to him for that. You only have 10 free cards in the deck. Considering if you play everything as you would, there's only 10 free cards left in the deck. And so that's one of the reasons why it kind of compelled me to actually kind of like try and formulate a deck in a way and see whether if we're going to get something out of it also. First we have Prison, next Worlds, now Meteor, Brandt. I fallen in love with this nation, so glad that you're happy with it, Brain. So when are we gonna get a Dino right deck to fight versus Meteor? So I think that'll be a great disadvantage because you know the dinosaurs died to the meteors after all. So yeah, pleasure to help us. So Facebook helper Dragon found it. So schedule to help clarify. Yep. We know that it's a thing also. We know that it's gonna be a thing because an over trigger is still a trigger and it should activate twice. Yeah. So yeah, go for it. What if you trigger an over trigger that's 1 in 46 chance? So rarely. So it's rarely people should chill. That's true. So Gravidia, I think the daughter of delete. I think could be the daughter of deleters. So no, it's hard to say actually. It's really hard to say that it could be just be a brand new alien. I don't think deleters have anything to do with it. There is the influence over there, but I think deleters had nothing to do with it. So maybe it's just a new organism in a way. So yeah, it's gonna hurt. So but yeah, it looks very, very strong. It looks super strong. Now, unfortunately, there is no way that we can actually build the deck because I don't know if there is the update for these cards already in the unofficial patch for CFA. So we might not be able to build something over there. At the same time, also, right, I've looked around for a Cardfight, what killed... Thanks, dude. What killed the Ice Age? The dinosaurs, nope. What killed the dinosaurs? The Ice Age! Sorry. Her race is Space Dragon. Is it Space Dragon? Oh yeah, it is. It's a new race. It's a space dragon. So there's no way they can actually say that these are aliens, basically. But funny enough, all the other Gravidias, right, are all aliens. So she's the only space dragon here. Oh, not this, of course. But they're all aliens. So I thought there was alien through and through. And after that, when you mentioned it's space dragon, oh, actually that's interesting. This is the first space dragon, actually. Pretty much. So as mentioned, I did look around for a card deck builder, and I did find something which is pretty interesting. And this website called VanguardCard.io, and actually there is a deck builder over here, and it's pretty extensive. Of course, it's not as far updated because there are a few things that you know there are a few cards that's already been released but hasn't been updated here, but this is something that we can kind of use to really kind of like formulate something out of that. So let's just look to see whether if we can find it's pretty extensive actually, it even covers some promos as well. So we're gonna look for Brandt in this. Where is Brandt? Oh no, that's clan. Select nation, Brandt, right there. Alright, so we can also use this, right, to kind of like formulate, look back at the old cards and just see what we can formulate out of this and see what we can fetch and achieve for NORDLINGER. So Gravidia NORDLINGER over there. Now we can't see the skill over here, but that's why we have the thing going on from there. So let's see if we can build something out of this. Now, the reason why I say there's 10 of it, right, is because of the fact that the way that this works, you definitely want to you definitely want to maximize your Great Force, your Over Trigger, your 16 triggers, your first Vanguard, the 2 other cards in your right deck, and your 4 PGs. So yeah, those are other things over there. Well, we'll use since her right line is not there, so we'll just use Sarah Snow's right line as a base over here. So we use that as a proxy, just to indicate that hey, where's Kianite Blue? There it is. So we'll just use this to indicate that they are the right decks, basically. So this is the right deck over there. And then after that, your triggers. So where is my... Actually no, let me just get this to the full screen because I think it might be easier to see. And maybe zoom in. Oh yeah, that's so much better. Alright. So triggers. So we'll do 7 crit. Where is the other critical? Oh, we do 4 draws. We do 4 draws. Here it is. Alright, then heal, we'll use the Battle Princess over there. Alright, so I wonder if I can move this. I might not be able to. So alright, so 4 Notlingers, the right deck, the trigger lineup, plus the over trigger on top there. Actually, I can just remove this and just add the over trigger afterwards. Yeah, that'll be easier. So alright, so this right here, this is already 14, 16, 16 triggers. Your right deck over there, your 4 PGs. So where is what's his name? I forget already. I forget the name. Damn, I forgot the name of the PG. Violet Dragon, so it should be below. So Violet Dragon, there it is. Alright, so that build time, yeah. So 4 PGs. Now look at the count over here, we're already at 27 over there. Now we'll just use the order cards as proxy. We'll just use the order cards as proxy. So there's 16. Oh wait, so there's 16 in here. 16, and now all of a sudden, right, we only have like 7 cards left to play with. So if we take this out, but obviously you want to play 4 copies of this also because it is your ace. So we just put it at the bottom right there. So I can imagine running this in, this running premium. Would that be broken? I don't think it will, but you might have a problem with the write up actually because of the 16. Because of this 16, right? You definitely don't want to play don't play this many orders because this is not gonna help you at all. So there's a strong chance, right, that you might actually not run Gravidia in premium because it might be difficult to actually pull it off. Especially since, right, you might not have that many ways, right, to actually get these order cards either back into the deck or back into the order zone one way or another. So I think just from the top view, right, off the top of my head, it might be difficult to do so, to build this in premium. So I'm not going to even try. Because I think that might not be possible at all. So look at this. We have 7 cards left to play with. So then what do we want to put in? What do we actually want to put in if that is the case? Like we definitely want to put in like this. You definitely want to put in her because she's another way of getting Meteor cards from your hand into the order zone. So that's one way of doing so. In fact, right, I dare say that we might not even play draws in this deck because the draw triggers, right, might cause it to deck out even faster, and that's something you might not want. So we will play fronts in there instead. So so you definitely want to play 3 in there, and of course the grade 2 obviously. His continuous skill is very strong because it's 15k active during your opponent's turn as well. So, and also of course when it's placed on the regard circle, if you can Sobas 3, if you have the Sobas 3 to do so, they can get +1 draw from there, and then it becomes 20k from there. So that might be even better. So let's say we play only like 3 in total of it. I only got 2 cards left over. What else from the set could you play? Because I realized that Notlingers, right, is super tight on itself, and even though we haven't seen any of the other support cards that's out for Notlingers, it might be difficult to honestly say that. For Notlingers, right, you would have a tough time. You will have a tough time actually fitting stuff in. So at most, maybe I can see you don't play 16. You probably only play 15 because you only got like 3 shots of double. But then if your whole thing is double, I mean, why not, right? So like some people, I think one of the earlier discussions that we had was Boba Mine actually being in play, because at the end of the battle this unit boosted. If your order zone has a set card, put this unit into your soul and counter charge 1. So this is something in between just in case. So but then you only have 2 copies left. So it's like, what would you even play? Honestly speaking, right, I would consider actually playing more like some defensive some defensive orders, so that it can help you with the guards just a little bit more. So in terms of that, let's filter this to order cards. So order cards, Vanguard get plus 10k. That one's a normal order. So sorry, it should be a blitz order. So we filter down to blitz order. Players with cost so blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's stacking units and gets minus 5k power for each. So this one is prison, so doesn't help. Counter blast 2. Choose one of your Vanguards and it gets plus 30k until the end of the battle. So you probably want to play the Among Us. You probably want to play the Among Us orders here. So like there you go. There you go. This deck is surprisingly super tight. And I think that's one of the biggest challenges that anybody in Brandt or not or players or NORDLINGER, right, will have to go through, because you have to work with the 16 here, and even if you work with 15 as well, like you are super tight on the amount of space that you have to go forward to. So maybe some podcasts might allow you to put back Meteor cards in the deck. So well, we haven't seen them just yet. So but just to formulate the deck right here, right there, right, you can just kind of take a look and see what we have going on over here. So let me just zoom this out so that it's easier to see, and I can export this actually. So let me just export this. Export list. Oh, this is convenient actually. DCG. Oh yeah, you can also export this to Tabletop Simulator as well. Oh, you can export this to Tabletop Simulator. Oh, how does this work then? I haven't explored the website a lot, but yeah. Oh, but this is convenient, because if I can export this to Tabletop Simulator, that means I don't have to continuously make decks, formulate decks in there. I can just actually make the thing right here. So, okay. I'm definitely gonna be looking into this. So these things might actually be more of a prominent part in the deck. So, but anyways, we can just copy this list and then we just plug it into here. Just came in once this site. So the site is called Vanguard Card.io actually, and it's a website that I found recently actually that I was looking forward to, and actually surprisingly, right, it's actually pretty updated, although not as quickly updated, but it's definitely a good way for you to kind of like build some decks also. Too bad I don't have Tabletop also. I do. I do have Tabletop Simulator, but Tabletop Simulator tends to go on sale very easily. So look for the next year, you can easily get it for like $20. It's $20 is actually super cheap, so that you can actually pick it up. So so you can see over here, this is the front trigger, grade 1. Actually no, let's sort this out. So let's sort this out. So we'll use this bottom one over here. So NORDLINGER, Genova. I'll call it Genova. So I haven't I still need to learn controls also. Controls I remember, I don't remember, that kind of thing. So right, so X4. So this is actually the front trigger. So this is actually the front trigger. Kyanite Blue is the grade 1. Oh, sorry, this should not be Kyanite Blue. This should be Gravidia. What's the name? Gravidia Wells. So Wells. So yeah, which cards everyone looking forward to this year? So yeah, let me know. So let me know what cards are you looking forward to here. Loris yellow, so that's actually a critical. Reset pink. Well, it's not reset pink, of course. This one is actually Gravidia Barlinger. We'll go with Barlinger, not Baringer. This one is the first Vanguard. Oh, I forgot to put FV. FV, so this one is Gravidia Dalen. Gravidia Dalen. So let's just move this. And of course this one's the heal trigger, so heal. And this one is actually the crit, so yeah. I know they keep having sales, so Chris keeps talking about it, so but I don't want to buy because I don't know if I will play on Tabletop also. Well, knowing that this website actually allows you to actually make decks for Tabletop Simulator, I'm gonna explore it. And actually for future streams like this, right, you might actually see me actually be using Tabletop Simulator, just so that I can actually put it into action in a way. So yeah, so for me, Neo Nectar, Narukami, Dragon Empire, Brandt. So yeah, so Eclipse. Oh right, so this one is actually the 16. So it's actually under grade 1, so we put over here 16. Need this Meteor Shower. Order. Not also. Order. So we can get rid of all this. So 4 times Gravidia NORDLINGER. So, oops. Then, yep, this is the orders. I think the Among Us ones are grade 3, if I'm not mistaken. No, they are grade 1s actually. Okay, wait, they are grade 1s. Oh, sorry. Yeah, they are grade 1s, so. Open image in tab. Sorry. Yeah, they're grade 1s. So, they go here. This is actually pretty convenient. And of course, your over trigger. And last but not least, your PGs. Alright, so for me it's Maelstrom Sun also, but Faulty Rosa took my money away. Yeah, so I'm not sure how it works also, because I need to see how the functionality works also. But it's nice to see that this one actually has functionality whereby you can actually export it to Tabletop Simulator using this code also. I actually, you know what, I might actually try and boot up Tabletop Simulator. So while that's happening also. But what do you guys think about this actually? What do you guys feel about this deck? Like we'll put this away and then we put it. What do you guys feel about this? Because from right now you can see, right, it's jank full towards the grade 1s obviously. So your guards, right, is basically only your PGs, your triggers of course, and yeah, and these 2 orders also, because that's the only space that's left over. If you want to put another unit like Boba Mine like that, we can consider putting Boba Mine, but consider the fact, right, that this deck, right, only has 1 counterblast. This deck actually only has one. This deck only uses. There's only 1 unit that uses counterblast, and that is Gravidia NORDLINGER herself. So we don't actually need to play Boba Mine in here, so which means that we can make way for something a bit more defensive. But what do you guys think? Do you think there's a more offensive card that we could use in Brandt? Any Brandt players out there that might have an idea? Because if there is an idea, right, then maybe we can kind of figure out also. Because I think that's what we want to try and do. So yeah. Just give me a second, because the Tabletop Simulator is not booting up, so there will be a jingle that you'll hear, so let me just stand by to that. Here we go. Alright, so I managed to take care of it. Oh, hang on. Hang on, because things are not working at right now. So I agree with it. So what I can do is wait and see. So yeah, so I think that one is something that we can kind of wait and see on that. So yeah, so that is NORDLINGER, and we have it on record over here in a way. So yeah, we can just kind of see here. Dragon Barbarian, but we face a lot of Brandt decks, so I don't like to face prison especially. Would you like to face a giant meteor straight into the thing, Bob? So. Anyways, let's move on. So we also got Raging Form Dragon that's released. So we go through some of the cards that's released over here. Dark Cloak Revenger Tato. So this one is actually a classic from the old one. Also, I don't remember having red hair. I remember her hair being something else. But then again, that may be my memory just being an old man on me in a way. So, oh hey, there we go. Tabletop Simulator. Right. We'll look at this later. We'll look at it later. So. Alright, so skill. When this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, when this unit is placed from Vanguard circle from hand, by paying Soul Blast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 1 or less card Revenger is card name, call it to a Vanguard circle and shuffle your deck. At the end of the turn, retire that unit. Surprisingly, right, Tato actually has the old Wily Revenger mana skill. The mana skill in the premium edition, right, or the premium version, is the same. But it's counter blast 1 instead of soul blast 1. So in counter blast 1, you call a grade 1 or less Revenger from the deck, and after that, at the end of the battle, it actually goes away. So it's support for Raging Form at the time also. So I will also wait for Clarissa to drop down in prices to buy a full deck. So, but the Meteor will miss my cute talismans. True. Alright, so yeah, so this is actually pretty okay. And of course there's a limiter over here from hand. So knowing what we know now about, for those that were there yesterday, knowing what we know now about ranging form, there's a reason why it is from hand. It's kept to the hand. The new grade 1 over here for Revenger, Black Armor Revenger, Renown. So when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, oh sorry, not when placed. When this unit is attacked or the attack that this unit boosted hits the Vanguard, or this unit is on the Vanguard circle. Look at the top 3 cards, search to up to 1 Revenger with the card name among them, reveal it, add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. So you actually add a card from there and put it into your hand. So when this unit is retired from the Vanguard circle by card's effects during your turn, by Soul Blasting 1, choose one of your opponent's regards and retire it. So this unit is actually, this unit will definitely be a target for retiring, and we know what Raging Form does. So from its old, even the old one as well, like this card will be capable of Soul Blasting 1, then it can actually force your opponent to actually retire 1. So this is actually a really good card to actually include into premium actually. And then after that we get into Raging Form Dragon. So Raging Form Dragon, when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, if you have 4 or more cards in your damage zone, then you can color blast 1, search your deck for up to 1 grade 2 or less card with Revenger in its card name, call it the Vanguard circle, and shuffle your deck. And then the other skill is, at the end of battle, this unit attacked, then by retiring 3 Revengers, take note, 3 Revenger regards, so you can't retire any non-Revengers, you have to retire a Revenger. Choose up to 1 grade 3 card with Revenger in its card name, add it to your hand, and write it as stand. So a lot of people are really shouting, oh, this goes with Moderate Phantom, because technically speaking now with Raging Form Dragon, only Raging Form Dragon and Illusionary Revenger, Moderate Phantom, those are the only 2 that are, those are the 2 grade 3s, right, that are Revenger in name. So you can actually swap out, but the key thing is, right, if you have 4 damage, right, you can actually proc it off, and you can keep proccing off as long as you can get, you know, Raging Form Dragon as your Vanguard, and as long as you can retire 3. So yeah, limit break basically. So Sora, oh you care, right? Then so yeah, I mean for a card like this, right, it's actually pretty neat, but it's also not very game breaking as well, because you wouldn't want the right to Raging Form Dragon, right? You wouldn't want to write the Raging Form Dragon when you're not at 4 damage. So I think a safer player, or a player that's well aware, right, might actually do a bit of like damage mitigation. So yeah, it can't go to untap. So untap already has it as well, right? Untap. It's been a while since I've been to untap actually. Oh, untap the iron. Don't know where I ended up. That cost me almost 2.4k just to get it. So it's been a while actually. Untap already has it, huh? Let's see. Yeah, this is from when I was actually Vanguard Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh, Cardfight right down there. Alright, so Raging Form. Alright, so sorry. Import from URL paste deck. Alright, let's search for Raging Form Dragon. So Raging Rap Dragon. Okay, so that's the bit right over there. Revenger Raging Form Dragon. So yeah, there we go. So there is untap, but unfortunately untap, right, is actually not very conducive when it comes to deck building. So I kind of find actually using this actually a little bit easier. Although you can test the deck here. So but we see what we can do from there. So, and chances are, like something like this, I'll probably have to prepare beforehand. But regardless, we'll go back to this because I do like what we are doing here. So let's try and build the V series Shadow Paladin deck. So select format, V series. No, there are none from Brandt, so. Alright, so the good old days of Living Break. So yeah, pretty much also. Okay, so we load up everything. Now, if we start with Raging Form Dragon, we'll load more cards obviously. Because we want to see the whole library. So the nice thing is that you actually can get the whole library in this grid. So you can actually kind of like go out and say, God, why you're so big? Why are you so big? Jeez. Okay. Alright. Anyways, right. So yeah, first back up full bow, obviously. And then after that, Illusory Revenger. We get the PG first. While we have found it here. Illusory Revenger. Sorry, I Drag Prince. Grim Revenger. Oh yeah, critical. You probably want Grim Revenger because that's the only critical that you have. Here the K, H-I-J-K. So more Dread Phantom. There you are. Right. So these are the only 3. These are the only 4 that we will put in here, obviously. So we'll stick to 8 here. And then after that, like full bow as mentioned. Then after that, criticals. So critical, draw, heal. We'll just find whatever old heal will work here. Abyss Grail. Yeah, Abyss Grail will work. And then we'll go with more crits actually. So yeah. Guess you can't play. Well, not that you have access to anyway. Also, but yeah. You wouldn't have access to fronts anyway. So 8 4. We need another one. So let's put in another one. Okay. So triggers are done. First Vanguard is done. So let's search Revengers then. Oh yeah, right. We should also include Bastard Dark as well. So like, we should include Bastard Dark as well, just for formality. Nice. Right. I've always been building deck formulas for a long time, so you can say I'm more of a thinker variety. So yeah, no worries, also. But like but like you know like feel free to have some input also. Don't let me be the only one that's thinking here. So feel free to have some input also, especially since I'm not versed in all the decks, so I might not be able to actually what you call it? I might not be able to figure out like you know, am I supposed to use certain things or not certain things also. Of course, in the preview that they showcased, so they actually played with Masquerade over here, and I think it's getting reprinted, if I'm not mistaken. No, he's not getting reprinted. So, but yeah, this one allows me to search for Bastard Dark, and also allows me to search for more Dread Phantom over here. And we want to keep this as Revenger as possible. So we got another 17 over here. Balance-wise, I think we have already 8 already. So then the new Grade 1. We want to play 4 copies of those, so we'll use this. We'll use Fritz as the proxy over here. So sorry guys, I don't play VC, so I don't remember all the cards. So no worries. If you're not sure, that's fine. But just help me think how this deck would turn out. So then of course we also have Tato as well, which we'll represent by using Dorint. And already this is like 12 already. So we need more Grade 1s. Definitely this. And then, what do you guys think? Is there anything in Shadow Paladin that anybody here might be able to give me a hint as to what might go well? It doesn't have to be Revenger, but what do you guys feel should go into here? Because I got 5 slots left or so, and right now I'm at, like, we can sort this, if I remember correctly, right? Sort deck, so yeah. So right now we have, it's sort by name, lol. Okay, that's not helpful at all. So Naman is always a good pick, also. Okay, let's take a look at Naman. Alright, so Scarwitch Naman. So resist unit search deck for up to 1 5k power or less. According to Open Regaza, go shuffle your deck. while this is okay for Mordred Phantom, right, you wouldn't want to play this with Revenger, because there's not a lot of cards, right, that's actually at 5k power. Like, if we take a look at, like, remove their man, 5k Shadow Paladin, right, you don't actually have a lot of... Oh wait, no, you don't have choices, but Abstruse... Okay. There might be a couple of choices here that you can pick. 5k power. Knight of Deme, Derek, Bendy, but this is for Phantom Blaster Dragon, so you have a hard time actually doing that. Fallen Eagle, Fear. God, I love the new Eugene support. So hi Isaiah. Yep. So, I mean, I like the idea of Neaman, but again, there's not a lot of viable targets other than herself. And the worst part is, right, she's actually not a Revenger as well. So I wouldn't actually be playing 4 copies of her. Maybe at most only like just one, but we need to find a Revenger basically. We just need to find a good solid Revenger in order to really like have this card be called out. So yeah, you can't put Abyssal Hour together with Neman if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, in terms of like viable targets, you don't actually have a lot. So I wish I could put Neman in. Like, what do you guys think? Like, considering what we have to work with, because if the ace is this big old sucker right here, which is Raging Form Dragon, and Raging Form Dragon skill says retire 3 Revengers with card names on them, right? Then that means that you won't be able to actually... You want to fill up your deck with as much Revengers as possible. So yeah, Damho is for consistent Blaster Ducks also. That is true, and it does help. And it does help when you write into Mordred Phantom, so that actually kind of helps. If you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, this unit gets plus 5k until the end. This unit gets plus 5k. Then by paying so much from time, this unit such as up to 1 Blaster Duck with relay and put it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So in a way, you can set up to have Blaster Duck in play. So probably this is what your deck kind of looks like right now. So your deck kind of looks like this right now. And of course, let's export it so we can see in like text form. Yeah, let's actually give this a try. I wonder how this works. Like, how do you export from here? So we put Tabletop Simulator. I think create. This is create a thing. So I did have the old Vanguard playmat. Load. I did have this old thing from way back when Chris first found it in the first time, so we can go into here. Oh yeah, WSAD for that. So alright, so how do we create asset in here? Objects. Save objects. No, not save objects. No, not games. Modding. Oops, I just flipped the table. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay, never mind, forget it. So I'll figure out tabletop later, tabletop simulator, and we'll go through that. So, but yeah, so in terms of the deck build, right? It's kind of like forces you to go into Revenger, and I think that's perfectly balanced from there. And yeah, so just being able to wipe the entire like just be able to go for that. Just be able to get the 3 Revenger retires. So there's plenty of Revengers that you can go with. Even you have 1 critical trigger that allows you to fulfill that job as well. So in fact, right, you could, if you choose to be ballsy enough, right, you can actually get Skullwitch Naman and pull out the Grim Revenger here. So which is a ballsy move, but you know, it is what it is. Of course, you definitely want to ride it to Mordred Phantom first before you go into Raging Form Dragon. and I think that's perfectly alright also, because the build up for Raging Form Dragon, right, should come towards the later game also. And of course, with the other cards that's in play, the Grade 1 and the Grade 2, the Tato, right, actually this one actually might be able to get something off from there. So yeah, so those are pretty much the news that we got from the live stream, of course. And here we have the sample decks that we have. So in fact, I can just export this into a text format and just replace accordingly. So nice. So we can actually kind of like slot this in as and where it's appropriate. So Blaster Duck V. That's how I usually indicate it for it. So, and of course this is not Doreen. This one is actually Dark Cloak Revenger Tatu. So Tatu is a Grade 2. She goes there. And then of course this one is Renal. So we go with that. And of course, I will make images. I will somehow make images of this if I'm able to. So then I can actually post them on socials if I want to. So we can actually go for that. So, but yeah, what do you guys think about the reviews thus far? Do you guys feel like it's great? Something's missing, or they do enough to make it like Imba, like certain other cards like Dai Kaiser and all that. So. Draw Sentinel, Darkside Trumpeter, which is critical. Full bow first Vanguard. But I like Rocks the deck. So, what is Rocks the deck? Enlighten me. Enlighten me. Now I have a reason to borrow rocks from real life and use them as markers also. Oh, you mean with the NORDLINGER? So yeah, pretty much also. Meteorite deck also. Hey, guess what? That unit getting retired. Pam! Throws a rock. What did I copy? Oh, Masquerade. So that's actually Grade 2. Did I build something that's a bit more skewed towards Grade 2s? I think I did. I think I did. Hang on. Oh no, Raging Form Dragon. And then Skullwitch Demand is the only other one. And oh no, we have this Masquerade here, so yeah. So yes. Actually I feel like this is actually looking okay. A bit too much maybe on the Grade 2s over here. So maybe a bit more like maybe a bit more Grade 1s over there. So I dare say, right, we could down Blaster Duck Revenger. Sorry, Blaster Duck, not Blaster Duck Revenger, and just put in one Skullwitch Demand also, because I think that will balance out the two over here. So yeah, I think this is pretty okay for a deck actually. This actually is pretty okay. Not too you know, it's not too difficult to actually figure out like how the playstyle works. And of course we can argue the fact that we can use Demand to actually call out Damp Hood Dragon, but we can also use it if we need a Revenger, right? We can also use it to actually bring out Grim Revenger if we actually in dire need of having a unit be called out using Demand over there. So but yeah, so talking my baby breaking. Yeah, we're talking. This is the discussion stream, Brain. We are talking about all these cards here. We are talking about all these cards here, and we're just thinking of how the decks would actually would look like when people actually get their hands on it. What some people might actually consider building it also. And this is how I would think of it also. But of course, this is, you know, this is a discussion stream after all, so you guys have 100% a lot of input into this, and just kind of like just let me know like what's wrong, like what's not here, what's not there. So even if you don't play, like if you get if you can still see like whether if if, oh, you know, you should play more grade 2s because I think there's too little of it, and you might actually have a problem riding up, so on and so forth. So, by the way, towards reaction towards SVR riders, I don't care. I honestly don't care. I like that. I do like that they have a VSR. They're not SVRs. They are VSRs. So VSPs. Sorry, it should be VSPs. Yeah, it should be VSPs. We can actually scroll to that one. Like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, I like that they have it, but honestly, this doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it's a V series card, so VSRs were kind of like the collectibles at the time. So yeah, I mean, it makes sense that that would be the case. But the reason why I say I don't care, right, is because of the fact that these kind of like special arts, right, have never really like appealed to me. Like, I do get, like, if it's for your favorite unit, absolutely 100%. If you tell me that, you know, if you tell me that, oh, there's gonna be ample quantity of me getting the Violence Bruce DSR, you know, and then it's not gonna cost me like half my livelihood to get a full set of it. So then yeah, I would say that, oh, I was looking forward to it. But honestly, Ultimate Riser has never been one of my favorites. Ultimate Riser has actually been number 1 of my favorites also. You didn't include Dorint to the Grade 1 list. Yeah, I didn't include it. This one is actually proxy for Tato, but Dorint skill, when this unit is placed by playing Counter Blast 1 and Soul Blast 1, this unit gets plus 10k end of the turn. If Claudius is in your Vanguard circle or Rearguard circle, you get to draw a card. So this does increase draw capabilities also. No JP cards also. Yeah, I mean, there's no JP cards in here also. But you do have some like placeholders for certain things. Of course, not all the cards are in here, obviously. So I can actually go straight to V-Clan Collection. I can search up Shadow Paladin and go straight to V-Clan Collection. V-Clan Collection is in number 2. Oh no, it's in number 1. Number 1? Or have they not been sorted yet? Hang on. Oh, 5k. Oops. Shadow Paladin. Yeah, so the other units hasn't been included yet so, but yeah, so by the way, they bring back double-sided markers for units as a box topper. So okay. So I bet a great one. Frontline Claudius, you mean? Okay. So if you mean Claudius, I saw Claudius near Dorint, so actually Revenger. There we go. That's easier. Right, so Claudius, at the end of your turn, if your Vanguard is a grade 3 or if your Vanguard is grade 3, Calabas 1, put this unit into your soul and draw a card. If Dorint is on your Vanguard or Rearguard circle, you get to counter charge 1. Okay, so if you choose not to play Neman and Damn Dragon, you probably could go with Dorint and Claudius also. In fact, I'll actually let me get back Damn Hood first. Let's max out that out to represent Tato actually. So if that is the case, right? I think the one that would disappear most would actually be Claudius. So you probably want to play 3 copies of it. So if that is the case, right, and then we modify it, right? Let's see here. So instead of Neman and instead of Damn Hood Dragon, we'd get 4 Claudius. Oh no, sorry, we get 3 Claudius. And we get 2 Dorint. Let me check the numbers. 17. 17, 11, 13, 16, 20, 24, 24, 30, 24, 32. So 1 extra. So 3 Dorints. Sorry, this was 3 Dorints. 3 Dorints. And somehow this actually not ended up not being balanced at all. Wait, what? So we got 3 Dorins, 2, then, you know, this is supposed to be Tato, then what's the extra? Did I come wrong? How many Avengers are there in V-Series? Currently, right now, right, currently right now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So there's 11 different Revengers, including one which is actually a critical trigger. So if you want to go full Revenger, then this would be the way to go. This will actually be the good way to go over here. So 24, 32. So yeah, so you should have space here. I don't know where I have an extra card in here. So, but nevertheless, all right. No, I minus one. I minus one Blaster Duck, and I went for. Yeah, I went for that. So okay, so there we go. Right. So just 2 weeks and 2 days left until the Revival Collection. So I'm excited for it. Overlord the Turnabout also. Oh yeah, you guys are getting the Revival Collection also. Yeah, so a lot of good things to look forward to for the Revival Collection. For you guys, it's coming out very soon. So, but yeah, so I think if you want to go full Revenger for V Series, I think this would be the way to go. Obviously, if you want to go into if you want to go into premium format, then you know the door is kicked wide open essentially. The door is actually kicked wide open essentially. So we got stuff that actually can help for Revengers, which includes Ive, Dylan, you know, yeah, so the grade 1 and grade 2 Dylans basically. Detonate Heat Dragon, I think this was a more recent card. You can't play the original, but most importantly is like you can actually like you can actually set yourself as Raging Form Dragon, then you can actually strike into Raging Rap Dragon, so that you can get off its skill. So excuse me, color +1, so +1. Choose 2 grade 3 Abyss Dragons from your hand and discard them. Then choose 2 Regards and retire them. And then battle this unit attack. If you have a hard card with Raging in its name, you pay the cost. If you do, put this unit face up in your G zone. Choose a face down a Raging Red Dragon from your G zone. Strike the Vanguard Circle as stand, and then this thing gets -1 drive. So in terms of grade 3 Abyss Dragons, yeah. So your accompanying it would be Slay Hex Dragon. This is the card I was looking for. So I know that Raging Form Dragon actually has this supplementary card, and it's also an Abyss Dragon as well. It should be yeah, it's Abyss Dragon. So the fact is, right, with this card over here, right, you can actually like tag this in instead of Mordred Phantom, and yeah, and you can actually just pretty much go straight to you know, right on to Raging Form Dragon, the V Series one. And then this is the card that you discard for Raging Rat. And then afterwards, right, when you go, then later if you don't want to strike, right, you obviously can go straight. You can also use Raging Form Dragon's own skill, and then just be able to call out a unit out, and after that you can get the mass retiring. And of course, you do have other cards to access to, like mana. Like mana over here. So as long as it's placed right, you can actually search it out. Then you can actually search it there for grade 1 or less Revenger, and you know, at the end it gets retired or sent to the bottom of the deck. So you can actually have Raging Form Dragon, you retire those so they can get a restand from there. So there's a lot of more openness they can actually apply this to premium actually. For Raging Form Dragon in the premium format. And of course you have your standard other like strikes they can go with as well, and also with the rest of the Revengers they can actually have access to. There's many different ways they can actually use and abuse, and I think that this Raging Form Dragon, this V Series one, right, has a lot more danger in premium, and I kind of like that there is a bit of power from there. So Tokyo Revengers deck build. Oh yeah, you can technically call it Tokyo Revengers. So yeah. By the way, the can combine the V Series Raging with OG Raging Form to use its skill. If you mean the original Raging Form Dragon. If you made the original Raging Form Dragon, right, the thing is, right, they share the same name, so you wouldn't be able to play 4 copies and 4 copies. The OG Raging Form, you have to choose between either 4 of the OG Raging Form Dragons, 4 of the V Series Raging Form Dragons, or combination of 2. Because they both share the same name, Revenger Raging Form Dragon. So you got no choice. You can only pick. You can really only pick one or the other. So, and looking at both of these skills, right, you probably will want to pick you probably want to pick the V series one. So because of certain freedoms to it. So because of certain freedoms that it has. Of course, ideally you wouldn't want to ride the Raging Form Dragon immediately, but you can kind of like take in this one Raging Form Dragon to ride first, so that you can have the Raging Form Dragon name, and after that you can have it. Then you can have this actually be striped over with Raging Rap Dragon over on top. Then after that, the V series one will come in later on, and then the force markers all come in. But honestly speaking, I think you want the force marker first. So I think the imaginary gift might be a bit more valuable. So you can actually consider riding the V series one and not even play the old version at all. So because I think there's no space for the old version. Yeah, so your only alternative will actually be playing this, and then if you're playing the Raging Rap Strike, you absolutely want to make sure that you have this in place so that these are the cards that you discard. The two great trees that you need to discard for the Raging Rap Dragon's cost from there. So yeah, so that is kind of like the ideas that has floated around in my head, obviously. So what I mean, I have that Great Tree Slay Hex Dragon. So right. So yeah, you can play this. You can play this and then play with the V series Raging Form Dragon. The alternate Revenger for this one is color box 1 and choose a card from your hand and discard it. Basically, it's placed on the Vanguard circle and writes a unit Revenger in its card name. You may pay the cost if you do such a deck for up to 1 Revenger Raging Form Dragon. Write it as stand, shuffle your deck. If you wrote, choose a Revenger Slay Hex Dragon from your soul and put it into your hand. So you can actually use this to actually write on top of. You can actually write on this. Pay the cost, get a Raging Form Dragon from your deck and put it on top, get Imaginary Gift, and you don't have to be a 4 damage or not, but then immediately you can kind of like strike from there. So because the timing is that it's still in the right phase, so it hasn't gone into the strike phase yet, so you can actually strike afterwards with Slay Hex Dragon as the discard, or if you have the few great ones in there. So yes, pretty much hang on, let me just find a trigger. Alright, let me just look for the oh no, this is the put into soul plus power one. Where is the here you are. So yeah, so you probably want to play this critical trigger as your as another way, because if you want to fulfill the Raging Rap skill, right, you might want to stick to as Revenger as possible in a way. So it's like Gale Halt from the G series combo. Yeah, actually, it takes from Gale Halt actually. The Slay Hex Dragon actually takes from Gale Halt. Hang on. Yeah, so it takes from Gale Halt. But of course, this instead of Gale Halt being called to a Regard Circle, this card actually goes straight into your hand. So you can use it to kind of like strike with it also. So yeah, it's like Holy Strike Dragon back in goals also. Yeah, back in goals indeed. So yeah, Sword Direction Ascending or Descending. Damn it. All right. So yeah. So those are actually kind of the cards that you got into it. Anybody want to suggest like what kind of decks have we look forward to? Because I did make a few templates over here, so it's kind of like, yeah. So maybe we can formulate something else in here. So because the nice thing about doing deck builds is that we can kind of can flex our creativity a little bit also, and just see what we can kind of like come up with. And thankfully we have tools like Vanguard Card IO, because I believe this is a pretty helpful, useful tool. And if you have Tabletop Simulator, if you can figure out how to actually use this part, then absolutely 100% you absolutely can get this deck build that you have over here straight into Tabletop Simulator and can actually try it out from there. So overall I'm happy with this special collection. So I plan on building English Eradicators in the future with Vowing Sword Descendant build like in the old days or so. Yeah, actually, so let's try Overlord the Cross build. So Overlord the Cross build. Premium or V series? Because oops, sorry. We should change this to Kagero now. Because there's a lot of support cards for Overlord, of course. So Yeah, but like me and Leon, we talked at length about Overlord cross builds. So, and if you're talking about the V Series 1, if you're talking about the V Series 1, right? I mean, he has the deck kind of there already. So it's basically 4 copies of the cross, 4 turnabouts, and 4 DNs basically. So that's his grade 3 lineup. Honestly speaking, so that'll actually be his grade 3 lineup. Then after that, he will go with a few grade 2s. I believe Ignite Road will be one of the support cards for it, so because you can search for the cross. So you probably will play like 4 Ignite Roads out of it. So we got a new subscription, Yugi GX21. Thank you for the subscription, appreciate it. So V Series Premium. So make a winners and losers clan selection since all the actually no. Actually, that's a good idea. We'll do this and then we'll do something, because I remember there was something that I wanted to do with this discussion stream. So yeah. So basically this would be the grade 3 lineup from there. So because the idea is, right, you go into the cross, and then after you take in the end, or you can even take in turnabout as well. Because turnabout skills, right, and the better they attack, I can play counterblast 1, discard 2 cards from hand, stand all your front row regards with Overlord on their card name, so you have these 2 on the side, and then you have Overlords on the side basically. Until your turn, this unit gets -1 drive, and if your opponent is grade 3 or greater, all your front units with Overlord card in get plus 10k. So you can, so the play that he does, right, I think what Leon does is this, so he kept to that. But honestly, I would just kind of like take in 2 of these or so. Honestly, we'll take in like 2 of these or so, just to play things out. And then of course a few other helpful cards as well, which includes for the write-up. So probably Dragon full armor buster, I will go. Would I go with Descartes? No, Descartes will be for the end, and this is for Novel Vic. This is for Novel Vic also. So yeah, so let's remove Overlord, and we take in some of the other prominent ones, which also includes what do you call it? So boss 1 choose retire. No, not Burning Horn, unfortunately. I think it's Torrid Cannon will be one of those cards. One of those grade 2 cards I actually would take in. Okay. Oh, there's more cards to load. Load everything. Everything. There's a lot of cards in Kagero, obviously. So here we go. All right. So right. Torrid Cannon. So the skill is put a normal unit from your drop zone to the bottom of the deck. So I probably want to send my Overlords back into the deck. Choose one of your opponents a grade 2 or less regards, retire it, and then if your hand is 4 or less, draw a card. So then, because of the crosser skill, when your card effect will count the number of cards in your hand is regarded as 0. So for this, right, it says if 4 or less cards, I get to draw a card no matter what, along with the cross being there. And then after that, I will work with these are the steel dragons in here already. Okay. What else will I work with? I will work in Eremo for the counter charge capabilities. And of course, we also got Bar as well. Bar is usually a good staple for destruction. Hang on, let me just see. Nehalim, Kalbaswan, retire, unit in the back row. So I probably would play like 3 of these. And then for... this is what I'm looking for, Burnout. Put a grade 2 or greater card in your drop zone, choose one of your opponent's regards and retire it. So I'll play 3 of those. So my grade 2 right now, 4 Ini Roads, 4 Busters. So okay, so that's way too much already. That is way too much. So I guess I can do away with full buster because I don't. No wait, no, I want to play with full buster, so I wouldn't play burnout, unfortunately. So I'll keep it to these 12 over here. Then we gotta move into grade 1s. Grade 1 speaking, right? Most definitely. Let me settle my triggers so that I can just get the thing out of my mind. Where is my critical triggers? Where is my... Ah, there it is, Bari. Alright, so Bari need another set of crits. So where's the next closest critical trigger? Mother Orb. Mother Orb. No, I can't use Janai because I already have that. Yeah, am I missing something? Ah, there you go. Damn it, had a hard time finding you. So, 11 grade 1s from that point in time. So, select type, grade 1. So, is Nehalem the Overdress? Nehalem? No. Nehalem is the VC's one. You can't take in the Overdress Nehalem because the Overdress, if you take in the Overdress Nehalem, right, the deck doesn't become V series anymore. It goes into premium after that. So, and honestly speaking, right, I would play that Nehalem. I would actually take out full buster, right? I actually would take out that Nehalem basically. So, going to premium. Then of course, grade 1. Grade 1 wise, I go with 2 Gojos, or maybe 3 Gojos. Ba. I'm ballsy enough to actually play with Gaius. I'm actually ballsy enough to actually play with Gaius. But no, I think I probably won't do Gaius also. In fact, I probably would do... no, this is for Heat shot. Heat shot. Oh no, right. No, lava flow. Forgot about lava flow. Because I can actually search for great trees from there. So yeah. That's my V series deck basically. So this is basically my V series deck. Alternatively, instead of playing Gojo, I could play Airmo as well. Because Airmo can actually allow me to get some counter charges as well. Can actually get me some counter charging capability. So yeah. So this is probably how I built V series. Now in terms of like premium, right? We definitely will want to look at D series. We definitely want to look at D series. Absolutely 100% want to look at D series. And that's because we want to take advantage of this bar. We want to take advantage of Nehalem over here. And yeah. So basically these two will be the only other ones that we'll take out. So I'll just export this just for sanity's sake, obviously. So I'll just stick it here. Alright. Then in terms of how you want to build the cross, right, for V series, right, obviously you want to run this Nehalem. Because this Nehalem skill is it actually acts for any overlord that's in the Vanguard circle basically. So if your Vanguard with Overlord with Overlord in its card name, if you have that, you can so blast 1 and this unit, and all of your Vanguards get plus 5k. So yeah, I would take in this. I wouldn't play Airmo. I honestly wouldn't play. No, actually no. I wouldn't play this bar obviously because the other bar is actually a bit more helpful. So, because then I'm able. So basically when it's rode by Nehalem, I'm able to ride him. So he's my straight up ride up. So then I actually can get I can search for grade 1 and call it to put it to your hand. Then after that I can call it out if I choose to want to. Then of course it's got a little bit of plus power as well. Unfortunately for Blizzard Dragon, I kind of want to play him. But I think I do have other better destructions already in play. So I already have any road because I definitely want to search out for the cross because that's specifically what I would look for. In fact, right, for the cross, right, I'd say I will only play 3 copies of this, and then I would play I'll actually play one of the Legion ones actually. Premium. Where is the premium? Ah, yeah. So I'll play one copy of the premium version just so that I can Legion into the end, which I already have 2 copies over here, and they're not my goal obviously. So the goal is still over here. So what am I missing now? Oh yeah, right. Great ones. So if we look at these, so actually, right, the 3 cards left over, right, will not actually be for units. I'd actually go for some order cards actually. So let me move that. Type order. Like these 2 Blitz orders are fine, but we're not playing for Blitz orders defense. We are playing for offensive capabilities. And essentially, right, the card that immediately comes to mind is this one over here. So, Flame Dragon Bomber. So choose one with Vanguard, and after turn it gets the skill when all of your units would attack. They may attack the back row rear guard. They may attack the back row rear guard. So I can actually just pop this on, and it's a free cost. You can only have one type of clan in the deck. I mean, it's premium. You're supposed to be able to Oh no! Oh no! They're not letting me. So they're not letting me. Oh no! That's funny. But no, actually, honestly speaking, right? Yeah, I actually would include this actually. Yeah, one type of clan in the deck. So yeah, I will include Flame Bomber Dragon. 3 cards, 3 copies of Flame Bomber Dragon. And I would just use this, right? I'll actually just use this, right? Mainly for striding, specifically speaking. So if I go straight into stride units, G units, not from Dragon Empire, from Kagero, back to Kagero. So G units wise, like there's really not much to say. 2 Insecure Chickens, and Absalom. So those are my 4. I do want to make Advanced Guard Dragon work, but unfortunately, like Advanced Guard Dragon actually isn't that all too great. So yeah. I might tag in one Defeat Dragon just for safety measure, of course. And then of course my strides would definitely be 1 Blazing Burst. It will be the Purge. I'll probably have 4 copies of it. 1 Zambas Dragon, because the skill is right, retire all of your opponent's regards, and then all of your grade 3 or grade 2 units gets plus 10k. So you have the 2 overlords on the side, right? They actually get plus power. So I probably would take in 2 of these, not too many. And then after that, where's my count? Oh, that's my unit count. Then yeah, so and Zingerberg, because Zingerberg has always been like very like helpful in terms of its capabilities. Obviously, I could consider playing Dumjit, but honestly speaking, right, I'm not playing with Blades, so none of this will actually be workable in any sense at all. So, and of course my critical triggers, I will not play this critical trigger. I'll play the one that allows me to strike. So I would not play that. I'll stick with draw PGs in that regard. And yeah, so if anything, right, I probably will not play that many the Purge, because this one is I can flip I can flip any G unit, so I can only just play 2, right? And then actually I can make space for like the Zealth Dragon, or I can make space for the Zealth Dragon or the Projected Dragon if I want to. So yeah, that's kind of like how I would do it. So now you can see Rhino right deck in V or Premium, so many OP can come out. Exactly why we noticed it on first day, Brain. That's why that is the case also. Yeah, it's a bug. Unfortunately, you actually cannot take in the order cards also. But the order cards I would take in this deck. So, and so this will be what my deck would be. So in in the premium format, so for Overlord the Cross. So yeah. Right. Right. So that's probably the sample decks I'm actually going to build all this time. So thank you to you guys for suggesting this one to me. I kind of quite enjoyed it. But yeah, actually when and who is it said? Brandt says made a winner or losers. By Hendrix. Make a winners or losers of client selection. Actually, let's do that. So I actually went to tier maker. And you know it's actually all the clans basically. And so let's make a winners and losers. So delete row, delete row, delete row. Winner, loser. So I think all the decks for Vanguard collection is already out. So let's take a look. And let's just start ranking them all also. Alright, so we start with Think Saver Dragon. Obviously, it's a win. Royal Pardon. Is it Royal Pardon? I can't. Wait, hang on. Why do I not remember clan? Damn it. Why do I not remember clans? Clan symbols. Ah, thank you very much. Clan. Lol. Ranking time, yeah. Lol. Hang on. Let me just use a side resource. Because that's definitely not. That's Shadow Pardon. No, this is Gold Pardon. That's Shadow Pardon. Right. Let me use an outside source in order to get my bearings on what the clan symbols actually all look like. So yeah, here we go. So Royal Pardon, absolute win. Why? It's a little exploitable. It's a little there's a bit of exploit with it, but at the same time also right, it honors what it does, and it's actually really good. So and plus all the new cards that's out there, plus the returning cards, so there's a lot of good stuff from there. OTT, definitely a win, definitely 100% a win. Like there's nothing bad about it also, because this one is gonna be very helpful. This is gonna be very helpful, right, in terms of any deck. Especially for Susano, which is an older build, and even for Tsukiyomi, that back older build, and even some things like Imperial Daughter, or even what you call it? It was something like Imperial Daughter and Amaterasu as well. Like you can absolutely tag this into those decks, and you still will have something very great also. So Tsukiyomi, fantastic, great also. Genesis Fortuna, skill. Card plus 1, look at the top, card plus 1 or Soul Blast 1 or more cards, look at the top card of your deck equal to the number of Soul Blast cards for the cost, and put them on top of your deck in any order. So when this unit attacks, right, when this unit attacks, choose any number of your regards and Soul Charge 1 for each chosen unit. Soul Charge 1 for each chosen unit. So now after that, when you damage check, reveal a trigger, get imaginary gift force. As much as I want to say that this is actually an absolute win, unfortunately I think I would put this on losers. I put Genesis on losers. I hate to say, oops, that's not Genesis. This is Genesis. Unfortunately, it's not that. Unfortunately, it doesn't feel as great as it should be. So I felt that there should be more to it, and of course, it allows you to stack cards on top of your deck for, by just searching out. So then, of course, when it attacks, right, you can choose any number you get and Soul Charge for each one of them. You can choose between 0 up to the number that you looked at, so on and so forth. And so yeah, I think that I think Fortuna actually got the shorter end of the stick, you could say. So yeah. What else we have? Kagero, Blockade. Oh my god. Oh, Blockade. Blockade, retire all of your opponent's grade 2s. All of your front row units get plus 10k for each unit retired. If no cards were retired, you get imaginary gift force. So I think for Kagero, right? Actually, it's a win. So actually, it's a win. This is definitely one of the winner decks, I believe. It's good beating Fortuna is in a bad. It's a bad format time. So yeah. Yeah. So I think this is okay. I think it's okay and good enough that actually it brings Seal Dragons up by quite a bit. I actually don't mind this actually being the way that it is, and I love the various abilities that it has. And then of course, if your opponent has no grade 2s on the Vanguard or Regard Circle, the original crit of this becomes 2. So I think this one for Kagero, I think it's a winner. I think it's a good winner. So yeah, we got something good out of it. Murakumo Neuro Hyoga. I know a lot of people want to say that this is a loss because This is a bit of a loss, but this unit gets plus 1k for gets was 1 drive for each of your 2 rearguards with Stealth Fiend in different card names. And honestly, I am somewhat inclined to agree. This is Murakumo, right? Murakumo, yeah, this is Murakumo. So I'm kind of inclined to agree, but I'm very debatable. I'm very debatable about. I can actually debate, right? Nura Hyoga actually being a loser, and I can say that it actually can be a winner. But consistently speaking, right, for now I would say that it's a loser. But if you ask me another day, I could say that it's a winner. So, but it depends also. Kagero is a winner. It can be especially any V series Kagero that there isn't Overlord. So it can be. But Blade Master will argue with you also. So yeah. Yeah, I say Nura Hyoga will be a winner in time. So, but I honestly cannot say that it's on the borderline. So in fact, actually, no, let me make a roll. So kind of winner. So we'll make a kind of winner. So like if you're on the fence about something, I would say that has to be the pace. So I'll actually put Murakumo there. So alright, so yeah. Who's next? Vowing Sword Dragon. Vowing Sword Dragon. It's a kind of winner for me, but only because okay, maybe it's just me. So maybe it's just me. But I feel like it's a kind of winner because it's not as universal as I hoped that it would be. Because I was hoping that it was something that could be much more useful for like Vanquisher and maybe for Datonics as well. Like Vowing Sword Dragon could be one of those cards, right, that actually really help everything across the board. But honestly, it doesn't. But it's not bad at all, right? I can say that it's a loser. It's not overall bad. I can say it is a loser. So I'll put it under kind of winner. So that would be where I would rank Narukami from there. Dai Kaiser, I swear to God, if I put this thing here, I think everybody's gonna make my hit. Everybody's just gonna start hunting me for sure. So no, it's an obvious winner. We don't need to go through the skill. It's absolute winner. So it's kind of winner for me as well. So I love Narukami a lot. So I like Narukami as well. I do like Narukami, and from time to time, right, I do like to play Narukami and just play more of the play Narukami from time to time. But obviously, it's not my main, obviously, but I always enjoy what it does also. And I've always been interested in what Vanquisher does. I've always been interested in what Datonics does as well. But yeah, it's neither here nor there. So Spike Brothers, the Dudley Emperor. But is it attacks one Vanguard Circle or is wrote a pawn? Column plus 1, search deck for up to 1 grade 2 or greater card with Dudley in its card name. Call it to open Vanguard Circle, shuffle your deck, choose one of your Vanguards, and it gets plus 10k until the end of the turn. So, Vanguard Circle, when your Vanguard attacks, if you have Vanguard with Dudley in its card name, that Vanguard gets plus 5k until the turn, and the battle put the unit at the bottom of your deck. So, it's a win. Like Spike Brothers is an absolute win. So, it needs to be a win. It needs to be a win, I believe so. And it actually does also. And the fact that it is strictly to Dudley as well, it makes it so that the Spike Brothers actually have a lot more to play around with also. And that's what they do need. And I think that's what they are going with also. And yeah, that's what they've delivered thus far. Pale Moon. The Bunnies. Okay. Okay, alright. During your turn off the front row runners. Okay. I wish it was something for Magia. I wish it was something for Harry. I really wish that it played more with Magia dolls as well, although it's a little specific. It's a win. Honestly, the Bunny's Beast Tamer is winner. So, and it's kind of weird that they went with the Beast Tamer route because there's not a lot of Beast Tamers out there actually. So there's actually not a lot of Beast Tamers out there, I'd say, that they can tap with. But the ones that are possible and the ones that I actually managed to play around with in CFA, the deck is actually pretty strong, and there's a lot of capabilities they can do with this deck. So it's a win. It's a win. Bunnies are a win. I thought it wouldn't be a win, but then when I think about it, right, it's like, yeah, it's actually kind of a win. It's actually a pretty good win actually. So alright, Single Quiet, Raffia Rod. So Calabash 1, discard a card from your hand and rest this unit. Perform all the following effects. If you have 4 or less force markers, get 2 imaginary gift force. Reveal the same number of cards from the top of your deck as the number of your regard circles with force markers, and put them into your hand and trigger all trigger effects of the revealed cards. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, all of your grade 2 or less units on the regard circle with force markers can attack from the back row. Bermuda Triangle. Which one is it? Oh, it's this one. Yeah, it's a win. mermaids. Premium is not a win, not a premium Bermuda is a winner, so not V premium, I think. So yeah, I don't think it will work in V premium also, because I think V premium there's a lot more better options, and so I think that with the Raffia rate, right, I think you could still play it, technically speaking, but you have better builds out there for V premium, I think so. Oh, wait, hold on. No, do I have that the other way around? Okay, I'll put it in a kind of win, so because I think that V premium actually can actually make this deck actually quite viable, very much viable. But in premium itself, it's even more better. So I think with that debate, right, I think I'll put it under kind of winner. So I think I'll put it under a kind of winner. So because it's pretty hard to gauge as to where it could go. It will definitely go up positively, but how far, which one is the better of the two, that remains to be seen. So. Beast Tamers are also bunnies. Beast Tamers are also with bunnies or bunny, so they are flexible enough. Look at you, not specifically. So there's only the cards in the set, right? I actually have bunnies and Beast Tamer in their name. So they're looking for either one, of course. But the actual bunnies that we're looking at, right, is Amazing Bunny, Masquerade Bunny, Midnight Bunny, and whatever bunny, and Brazy Bunny as well. So these are like the 4 bunnies that actually are going with. So Bermuda is obviously a winner. So the Great Tree is, even the Great Trees as support cards are really nice. So that's true. So I'll put it under kind of winner. So because I'm not too certain where I can actually place it in. So I'll put it there. Tetra Drive, Color Blast 1. Color Blast 1, this unit gets plus 2k. Absolutely 100% loser right there. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. I'm totally kidding. It's not a loser. It's not a loser. Honestly, I don't see this card as a loser, because at the end of the battle that your Regard attack, right, perform the following effects depending on what number battle that battle was. Discard 2 cards from your hand. Stand this unit gets -1 drive until the end of the turn. Then 7 battle, Color Blast 1, discard a card from your hand and stand this unit. I'd say Alcohol Force is definitely a win. I say Other Core Force is definitely a win for me. So I believe it's a win. Because while this doesn't seem much, right, seeing the number of text that actually goes off for Alcohol Force, right, you can get a lot out of it, right? You can actually get a lot out of it, right? And as long as you're able to put the field on, which you should be able to, you can get a lot out of this also. So I'd say that this one is actually absolute win for me for Alcohol Force. So I'll put it as a winner. And then of course Giraffa. I know Aegis will eat me if I put this any other place. Aegis will eat me if any other place. But when this unit attacks the Vanguard, Color Blast 1, put a card put a rear guard into your soul. Your opponent chooses 2 cards from their hand, and they call them to Regard Circle as rest, and those called cards cannot stand during the next stand phase. The auto-abilities of your opponent's cards do not activate from this call. During your turn, this unit gets plus 5k for each card with Giraffa in its different card name in your soul. And if you have 2 or more cards with different card names, your opponent's Vanguard has Great 3 or more, the original critical of it becomes 2. This is an absolute win for Mega Colony, really. This is an absolute win. This is very powerful. Not only with the call at rest, and then they cannot stand, so you're actually forcing out cards that your opponent might be able to use in the next turn. So that's the limiter right there. And now of course you do have the capability of putting a rear guard into a soul. So even if you miss your right, you should be able to have no problems getting the 2 Giraffa in there. So absolute win. This card is really very, even Armor General Giraffa is very, very, very good. So I cannot say I cannot say otherwise, because not only is Aegis here, but the real truth is that no, it's actually very, very good. It's actually a pretty good win. So alright, then we move on to Clan Collection 2, Ramil. When is it attack? Soul Blast 1, counter charge 1. Then stand all of your rear guards with the same card names, any face-up card in your damage zone. For every 2 cards that this unit was in stand, draw a card, and all of your rear guards get plus 5k until the end of the turn. At the start of your right phase, if your damage zone has 4 more cards, you may put the top card of your deck to the damage zone. If you do, choose a card from your damage zone, put it in your hand, and if this unit is put on Regard Circle, put this unit into Soul. Angel Feather honestly would get the win over here, because this is actually a really flexible Celestial deck, and definitely kind of what like Zerakiel needs. So in terms of support, In terms of a good support card, right, I think Ramil actually is a very good support card for Zerakio to come into play afterwards. And there's just a lot of power stacking on top of power as well. So, and of course you do have the counter charge as well, so that kind of pays off for Zerakio. So I think that one would be actually a win for it. So I actually would put it kind of in a win. So Angel is a winner, so because of their Nati support. So we can take the support into action, but I think the Ace Grade 2 will probably be the biggest the judgment for me. So, and of course we see Raging from Dragon, obviously. So you know, we know where this goes. Shadow Paladin is the one with the Gold Paladin is the neater one. So Shadow Paladin is a bit more feathery. So yeah, it's a win. So absolutely, don't need to say anymore. Prominence Core. Prominence Core for while we're on Gold Paladin, we might as well just put it up here as well, right? Because this is actually very strong. Just in V series alone, it's actually strong, but this has a lot of implications in V Premium actually. So I would put this in a win. Absolutely 100%. So as begrudgingly as I want to put it in the loser or any other place, I can't. So yeah, I'm putting Gold Paladin up there. What do we have here? Nubatama, Daihausen. Daihausen, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, counter plus 1 and soul plus 1, choose up to one of your opponent's rear guards, return it to their hand, and until the end of that battle, this unit gets plus 5k and 1 drive. If opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, they have 1 or less rear guards, this unit gets plus 10k, get plus 10k and 1 critical. Then when your opponent's normal unit is placed on the regard circle during your turn, if your opponent's hand is 4 or more cards, your opponent chooses a card from your hand and discards it. So Daihausen actually really doesn't do much actually. So like it forces your opponent to play less, it forces your opponent to have to play less, but that isn't really that super detrimental. So that's super detrimental. So this is Nubatama. Yeah, Nubatama. So yeah, this is I would say that this is a bit of a lose. This is a bit of a lose, I would say. I don't feel this to be that game changing, unfortunately. So I don't feel this to be that game changing. It's strong, don't get me wrong, it's strong, but it doesn't really change much. So it doesn't really change much in terms of capabilities. And yes, you can, this is not once per turn, so you can keep bouncing and then get plus 1 drive. You can keep bouncing as long as you pay the cost and you get plus 1 drive. And then when your opponent's grade 3 or less, and if they have 1 or less regards left, right, then you get plus 10k 1 critical. Would you really want to bounce for that much? So it's good with a discard. So it's good with a discard. Okay lah, maybe I will put it under kind of winner. So I'll change my mind on that. I think it's a kind of winner. So next, that make opponent think way too much is a good deck. So okay, fair enough. I'll put it under kind of winner. So I'm not really sure where to place it, but I get your arguing points. I do get your arguing points. Feel free to argue if I'm putting somewhere wrong. Absolutely 100%. So yeah, I'll change my mind on that thanks to your guys' input. And so yeah, I'll put it under kind of winner. So then Tachikaze, Spino Driver. When this unit attacks from Vanguard Circle or is rolled upon, cost color plus 1, retire 2 regards, get imaginary gift XL, draw a card. Choose a card from your hand and call it to a regard circle. Then choose 2 of your units and they get plus 5k until the end of the turn. Then when your drive check reveals a trigger unit, put the top card of your deck face down as an equipped gauge. I'd say kind of a winner. So yeah, I'd say it's a kind of winner. I can't really place it as a loser, obviously. So because get imaginary gift is one thing, draw a card is one thing. The ability to get this effect when you attack or when rolled upon, so you can actually have 2 ways of actually being able to sort things out with Tachikaze over here. There's not a lot that can go wrong here, but there's also not a lot that grabs your attention, kind of. So not with the true ancient dragons also, but with Gaia and maybe Anger Blader also. Yeah, probably perhaps also. Perhaps it's more on the universal end also. Maybe that's why I don't feel it as much. Right, so Mega Flare. Oh god, Mega Flare. Oh god, Mega Flare. It's kind of a win. It's kind of a winner. Because it's not what a Riser does, but it's more towards the fact that it's actually an Excel Circuit engine. The problem I find with this is that it's an Excel Circuit engine, and granted it's very strong and it's skewed. It's absolutely skewed towards a certain style of play. But my only problem is to choose a grade 2 Riser in its card name from the soul, because there's not that many viable options. You only have 2 options, and one of them requires you to miss, and the other requires you to hit. So yeah. Oh dear, your ex. No, Mega Flare has never been has never been my top guy. My top guy has always been Pulverizer. I believe that Mega Flare, Ultimate Riser Mega Flare, has always just shied just under Pulverizer, because Pulverizer has the additional power gain from each Riser in the soul. And so with this actually being, oh, have units at rest then plus critical, you know, it's fine. Plus critical actually adds quite a lot of threat. But at the same time also, like, there's no power. Pulverizer had a lot of power. So this one I really have to say kind of a winner, because honestly speaking, I don't know what is going on over here. So, and even more further, right, like this is definitely better than the V series Pulverizer, but it's still not there. They tried something. They didn't hit the spot, I feel. So I'll put it as a kind of winner from there. So alright, Infinite Zero Dragon. This one was revealed yesterday. Infinite Zero Dragon, when placed or when rode upon, color plus 1, choose and discard a card from your hand. Choose one of your opponent's regards and lock it. If your opponent has 4 or more damage, if your damage zone has 4 or more cards, choose one card from each of your opponent's front row and back row instead. Then during your turn, this unit gets plus 5k for each one of your opponent's locked cards. Kind of a win, actually. No, it's a win, because there's a significant amount of locking that you actually can get out of it, because you get the on place, and then you have the roll upon, so you can actually get 4 cards locked off immediately. So this one has huge applications. Right, for V series. Sorry, for premium. Sorry, V series yes, you actually can get quite a lot off, but yeah, I mean, in terms of where you can actually put infinite, right? You actually can put him in a lot of places, and they would still help a lot immensely. Imagine putting this infinite zero, and then after that you infinite zero over, and then you Omega Lock, and then you go into Omega Glendios, or lock another rear guard, Omega Lock. Well then, so yeah. So it's a win. It's a win. So it's a win for sure. All right, then Reiji. As much as I tried justifying it, so unfortunately it's a loser, because they took a roundabout way, right, just to avoid Daimonas, basically. So just to kind of avoid Daimonas. Just to avoid Daimonas, right, they went the whole entire round, they went all around the bush basically just to get it. And a lot of people say that they landed straight on their face, but you can make it work also. You can make it work. It's just that it's gonna be within its set itself also. It's definitely gonna be within its set itself. But in terms of like where it's placed, yeah, absolutely 100%. It's a loser. So no matter how much you can try, no matter how much you try, to justify it, you can't also. Chronos Command Dragon. So yeah, don't try to defend for Rage. Yeah, I would try. So no, I done it before. I don't need to do it again. So when this unit is placed on the Vanguard circle, if color plus 1 and soul plus 1, discard a card from your hand. Put all of your regards to the bottom of the deck in any order. Play your top 5 cards of your deck. Choose any number of cards among them. Call it the regard circles and shuffle your deck. And then when this unit is placed on, when this unit attack hits the Vanguard, your opponent puts all their regards to the bottom of the deck in any order. So the on hit threat actually already makes it a win already. That on hit threat actually just makes it a win, because unless they're playing an empty field or a very negligible field. At the same time also, right, it allows you to reinforce your field in one way, but also also has an on-hit threat, right? The opponent who doesn't want to take, and they definitely don't want to be taking. They definitely don't want to be losing their full field. Imagine Go Paladin. Go Paladin would forever hate to have Chronos Command show up and do stuff as well. And not to mention also, because it's a Grade 4, so you can actually like superior ride this, right, using Lost Ledger. You can superior ride this using Chrono Jet, and you can actually get him onto the Vanguard circle. Reinforce your field, and then after that, when the attack hits, right, then when it goes away, right, then it comes back, then you can actually have it come back again by using the strike mechanic in a way. So yeah, Chronos Command is actually an absolute winner. So he's alright in V, but premium delicious. Yeah, premium is 100% delicious also. Absolutely. So yeah, Chronos Command win, absolutely 100%. Grab Blue, Pinot Noir. During your turn of your front row units, get +5 for every 3 trigger units into a drop zone. When your Pirate Bell Pinot Blanc is placed on a regard circle during your turn, so +1, discard 2 cards from the top of your deck and activate all trigger effects of the discarded cards. So honestly, this one is actually a very good win. So for Grand Blue, this is actually a really good win because of the fact that right, that not only does it takes the power from having trigger units in the drop zone. This is the first of its kind that's actually done something like this. But then you also have the capabilities, right, of actually having like, oh, if I send those triggers down, then you know I actually able to activate the effects. So and we're not gonna talk about Pinot Blanc because I don't think there's a need to. It's already a win, so there's no need to really justify it, whether if we can see it as a win or a lose from there. So last 2 clans, Chat Noir, and let me bring up Vera as well. So when I have unlucky players with triggers lol, so I wouldn't say unlucky players help with them, but it's very helpful. So it's superbly helpful and it supports Grand Blue as a whole. It's one of those cards, right, that really supports Grand Blue as a whole. So yeah, it's actually pretty good to put it in. So Honorary Professor Chat Noir, when this unit attacks, color +1, draw a card and discard the top card of your deck and perform one of the effects below depending on the card's type. If this unit is on the Vanguard circle, perform both effects regardless of the card's type. Normal unit, choose 2 of your regards and get +5 at the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, retire those units. Trigger unit, choose 1 of your guards, and until the end of the turn, that unit can attack from the back row, and it gets +5 at the end of the turn. At the end of the turn, retire that unit. So I can see Honorary Professor, right, actually playing with Cherries, playing with some of the Magnolia stuff, just because of this capability. And so as long as it's in the Vanguard circle and you're able to choose 1 to attack from the back row, and so it can be those particular units, it can be others as well, and yeah, you can actually do quite a lot with it. So I would say that for Great Nature, this is Great Nature, it's kind of a win because technically speaking, right, for this, right, there's a bit of a downside to it, I find. So I find that this is actually a bit of a downside to it. So yeah, this is where actually I will put Channel Y. It's kind of a winner. Like, it's not, it's great, but it's not impactful. It's not impactful in that regard. So, and yes, you can also have this like, with Isabel in the center. Then you can activate both his skills when it's in the regard circle, and so you can have those Magnolia units actually come into play. Within V series itself, you got a lot of choice units that you can actually target to. But by its own right, it's actually not very like up there as well. Even if you're able to activate both. So yeah. Yeah, Isabel also triggers for both of Jack Noah's skills. So where's Genesis? Genesis is down here, Vimero. It's a loser. Unfortunately, it's a loser. It's not much. So last one. Vera. Color +1, retire 2 regards. Choose 2 cards from your drop zone, put them in the bottom of your deck in any order. Look at the top 5 cards from the top of your deck. Choose up to 2 unit cards from among them, call it to regard circles, and shuffle your deck. If you call 2 cards with +60 in the card names, this unit gets +1 drive until the end of the turn. If your opponent's Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, and Soul is in the front row regard circle, all of your front row units get the power from triggers that this unit gets. So yeah, it's a win. So. Loser, bruh, how? Fortuna, honestly, like, I went back and tell you, Fortuna is not that great, so... Fortuna literally makes Himiko a threat, so yeah, it makes Himiko a threat, but if you look at it on its own right, it doesn't do that much. It actually honestly doesn't do that much, also. Like, we can argue back and forth about it, also, and I'm also picking up Genesis. I played Genesis. I enjoy playing Genesis. But even I have to say that I unfortunately have to put Genesis in the loser because Fortuna, right, is not as... I wish Fortuna was better. And if I say that I wish Fortuna is better, that's already saying quite a bit already, so... Yeah, we're kind of looking in the vacuum in a way, so... We're kind of looking in the vacuum. Just taking them on their own and where its capabilities can kind of lie, so... So with Fortuna with Genesis. So with Fortuna on its own, right, it's a little like... There's not a lot of impact over here that I find, so she's just okay alone. So, and most of these right that we kind of talk about, right, are pretty much okay on their own. So yeah, and going back to Vera, right, she's definitely a winner for sure because the +1 drive is one thing, and of course with this skill with Saul actually being in play, right, you know, then when she, with Saul actually being in play. Oh, they missed the Vanguard circle, so this has to be in the Vanguard circle. With Saul being in play, right, then that means that your entire front row gets buzzed. So yeah, there's a lot of plus power. So yeah. you made my suggestion video. So well, yeah. This is where I will kind of like rank them. So this is kind of where I will rank them. And of course, I'll export this and I'll put this out on socials. So. But yeah. Win. Oops, sorry. Whoop. What did I do? Ah, right here. Lose with a dot, win with an exclamation mark. So yeah, this is kind of like where I would place this. So yeah. Photo is okay, so Chamomile is useless, orange is bogus, so yeah. Yeah, I can agree with New Nectar and the kind of winner category, but I love the mechanics, so I'm not disappointed in them. So Colony on Kinda. What colony? Mega Colony? No, Mega Colony is up here. This is Great Nature. This is Great Nature. It's not. Mega Colony is up here. This is Great Nature. So yeah, this is where. So this is kind of like my ranking for V-Kind collection. Mostly wins. There's definitely a lot of wins, so definitely a lot of people are actually gonna get some great stuff out of it. Also, even under the kind of wins and surprisingly, there's not a lot of people under the lose category. There's not a lot of lose category, so not a lot of people are actually losing out from getting the V-Kind collection. So honestly speaking, right, out of everything here as a whole, right, I think V-Kind collection will actually be a very good, fantastic, what should we call it? Can I remove that Tailmaker logo? And the Tailmaker is down there, so hang on, I probably need to resave this also. So presentation mode. There we go. Save and download. No, can't. The thing is in the way. I tell you what, I'll just do this. So yeah, I'll just do this. Yeah, this will be good. Alright, so yeah, I'll post that on socials. So thankfully put Gears on win. So Caliber Malone is 10 out of 10, but Cross Command is also very good first try. So yeah, because of what it does. Cross Command, because of what it does, you can't put it anywhere else but will win. So yeah, and I'm kind of glad that we made it easy, that we just put it into the tier 3. So it's like kinda not sure, maybe do you know what, this actually isn't that great, but you know, absolute, but then we know what is absolute wins from here. So absolutely 100%, this will be where I will put the tier list over here. So yeah, right. So well, we're almost done 2 hours of it as well. It was a good product to buy this year. So yes, so we can safely say that V-Kind collection, right, will be a very good product to buy. It will be a very good product to buy for most people. So I hopefully a lot of people might agree with the judgment over here, in terms of what you're getting out. Take nothing away. Every card in this deck has all its uses, and they're gonna be great in their own way, some way somehow. Also. So V-Kind collection, we can definitely say it's gonna be one of the best. It's gonna be one of the best packs to get if you're investing into V Premium or into Premium collection. So yeah. So the winners are all the Paladins, OTT, Kagero, Angels, Kagero, DP, Spikes, Pillman, Gear Chronicle, Argophos, Grand Blue, Mega Colony, and Neo Nectar. So yeah, that's where I will place the wins also. This one is kinda because I have we have to see where it goes from there before we can really put him into win or lose from there. But yeah, honestly, we can kind of see we can kind of see like where the losers are. So can you put DI 2 tiers below kind of win? No. There's only 3 tiers. We're gonna keep it to 3 tiers. So yeah, it's okay. It's just not the same as OK Genesis. So yeah. I mean, I get where you're going with it. So but we're just looking at it as a vacuum. Like the criteria is very arbitrary, really. It's completely arbitrary, and people can make their own tier list based on whatever they want. And I encourage you to do so. And if you want to share them with me on socials, absolutely 100%. You can tag us on our Twitter page. So on Twitter, on our Discord as well. We also have Facebook, Instagram as well. So there's so many places that actually can get in touch with us and let us know where you want to see, where you want to showcase your tier list. And definitely put this up on socials just before we end the stream, right? Not just before, just as we end the stream right here. So thank you everybody that has joined me for this discussion so far. I've enjoyed talking about tier lists. I enjoyed making a few decks. Actually, some of these decks I might actually keep and maybe try to build them in like CFA, and maybe just put them into practice in like CFA, or even put in Tabletop Simulator. So, and just to put them into paste from there. And if you guys maybe want to see some of that actually happening, you guys actually should join us over on Twitch. So twitch.tv/CVGS. There we do gaming stuff over there. So like I'll play like my games on my Switch, on PC, on my PS4 and all that. But don't forget, we are a Vanguard content channel as well. So we will be doing some Vanguard content, and definitely like Tabletop Simulator, maybe CFA is definitely some of the things that we definitely want to visit on Twitch. So do be sure to give us a follow over on Twitch, and so that you can join me whenever we have those game days, whether it be, you know, at the night that we have over here, maybe the afternoon. Vanguard Zero is also going to be coming back as well this Sunday as well, so I hope you guys look forward to that. Just make sure you give us a follow on all those socials and all of our platforms through there. So right, so right, so I think that's all that I have over here. So again, once again, thank you everybody for joining me, and yeah, we'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye bye.